Now when I shoot street, I very rarely shoot wide. I don't shoot 28mm, I don't really shoot 35mm, and I recently don't really shoot 50mm that much either. That was my go-to for quite a long time. I much prefer shooting with the longer lenses, and it started with this lens. It came on a camera that I was given. It's a 135mm f2.8. I really liked it, so I bought another, and another, and another. You know where this is going. So when I jumped into Micro Four Thirds, I started looking at the lenses with the longer focal lengths. Obviously Micro Four Thirds, you multiply by 2 to get a similar field of view. So my first one that I went for was the 45mm f1.8. This has since become my pretty much go-to lens for most things street, but recently I shot with the 135mm again, and I love that focal length. It just adds that extra little bit of compression, that little bit of length allows you to keep a little bit further back from your subject, and it also gives you a lot more options when it comes to layering your images and things like that. So I have for Olympus the 60mm f2.8 macro, which puts us at about 120mm full frame equivalent. So I figured when I was in Scarborough a couple of weeks ago, I would stick it on the camera and I would just use that and only that for about an hour, and they were, in my opinion, my best photographs of the day. So I decided I was going to do a dedicated shoot with just that lens in town on the GH5 and on the EM1 Mark II. So that's where I started, and immediately I was looking for those abstract shots, those shots that give a sense of depth and a bit of weirdness in there, because that's the kind of thing I'm really enjoying at the moment. Starting with this image with a couple of traffic cones in there. There's a couple in the background and the red pedestrian sign. Obviously it's a reflection, and it was a great day for it because it was really nice and sunny, and obviously when you've got bright sunshine the reflections are crisper and sharper and you get a really nice effect. So I really did like this one as a first shot of the day. As we moved on, I saw these, well actually I didn't see the windows because they were above my head height, but I saw the reflection of the buildings across the street and figured if I held up my camera high and shot down, I could perhaps get something. And this is the shot I got, and I quite liked it. Yeah, it's just kind of fun. The next couple of shots I went for something a little bit more intentional. I saw these signs, the workman signs, and I figured I would use that as like a frame blocker to really sort of draw attention to the subject as it came through. As it happened on the first shot, the cyclist came through, which I thought was pretty cool, and on the next shot this woman walked past us and got a reflection in that window, and I really did quite like these two shots. I seem to have a red-oranges thing going on today. I saw these traffic cones and the sign in the windows on this building, reflected one in the top window, one in the opposite bottom window. Just kind of liked it. And then just after that we saw this guy with his bright orange jacket on and these yellow sandbags holding the bottom of this fence on. Visually it just got me. It was a very kind of red-orange day, it would seem. Alright, so this was probably my favourite shot of the day. I saw this, it's like a glass barrier, but there's like no handrail on it or any of that sort of thing, and it was producing this really crisp, clear reflection from the buildings across the street, and it has this nice angle to it, kind of splits the frame in half almost. I really did like this one, and we looked at this scene, and because of where the sun sets in the winter, this is probably one I'm going to revisit later in the year, because the light hits those buildings in the reflection as the sun is starting to set, and you get that really nice golden light. So this is definitely a composition I'm going to revisit with this lens. Now, I really do enjoy shooting with these longer lenses. This 60mm macro is great, and I find that when I shoot wide, be it 28 or 35 or whatever, the scenes are just too chaotic for my liking. I prefer something a little bit more, I like to isolate a subject. I like to control the scene more rather than have this, a whole lot of stuff going on in the frame and you've got to kind of figure out what's going on. So using these lenses allows me to do this much easier. I've got some more examples to show you that I shot with the EM1 for the rest of this day, and then I've got a few more from Scarborough using this lens. So let me know in the comments what you think about using these telephoto lenses as a street lens, because that's essentially what these are. 60mm on a micro four thirds camera, you're talking 120mm full frame equivalent. So I'd love to know your thoughts. Drop me a comment, and I'll see you in the next one.